This is how you divide any number by 5 without using a calculator. So the first thing you want to do is double the number that they give you, and the easiest way to do that is just to double each digit. So 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, then you want to grab the decimal and move it over 1 point, and that's your answer. Test, and either you have no idea how to do this problem or you have like 10 seconds left and just want to make a guess. So the first thing you want to do is look at the answer choices and eliminate the one that's an outlier, because chances are that's not even the right answer anyway. Then you want to look at the answer choices and find any similarities. So in B and C, I see a -1, and in C and D, I see a -3. Chances are that the answer is most likely the one with the most similarities, so you want to pick C in this case. Let's see if you could do the hardest problem on the SAT. If 5x plus 3y equals 3, then find 32 to the x times 8 to the y. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite 32 as 2 to the power of 5. And I'm going to rewrite 8 as 2 to the power of 3. So this is just 2 to the 5x, and this is 2 to the 3y. And anytime you have two exponents with the same base being multiplied together, you can just add their two exponents. So this is just equal to 2 to the 5x plus 3y. And it gives us what 5x plus 3y is. They say it's equal to 3. So this is just 2 to the power of 3, which is just 8. What is the perimeter? So this problem looks pretty easy, but if you look closely, they don't give us this side length or this side length, which means that we're going to have to find it. So since this side length here is 4, that means that this piece right here is also 4, which means that this line right here is just 20 minus 4, which is 16. And we can do the same logic for this side length. So since this is 4, that means that this is also 4, which means that this piece right here is just 10 minus 4, which is 6. So now we can just add up all the sides. So 4 plus 6, that's 10. 16 plus 4, that's 20. 10 plus 20 is 30. Plus 20 is 50. Plus 10 is 60. So the answer is C. So this is a really weird looking shape, and it's asking for the area of this piece right here, okay? And it gives us that the arcs have a radius of 3. So that just basically means that if you would draw a circle, that this radius right here is equal to 3. And if you look, there are 4 of these, right? And this is just a quarter of a circle, which means that all of these pieces added up have to equal the area of the entire circle. So now what we have to do is find the area of this square. And if the radius is equal to 3, that means that this piece to here is also 3, which means the side length is 6. And the area is just 6 times 6, which is 36. So you have to take this number and subtract it by the area of this circle. And the area of any circle is pi r squared, and the radius is 3, so this is 36 minus pi times 3 squared, which is 9. So this is our answer. In the figure above, what is the value of x? Okay, so when we have a 4-sided prism like this, it's good to know that all of the inside angles always add up to 360 degrees. That means that 45, x, and x all add up to 360 degrees. So 45 degrees plus 1, 2, 3 x's add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so now all we have to do is solve for x. So if I subtract 45 from both sides, then I get 3x is equal to 315. And if I divide both sides by 3, then I get x is equal to 105, which is D. So before you circle D, this question is actually a lot easier than you might think. So it's asking for the area of the shaded region. So I'm going to start out just by finding this area here. And if I draw these lines out all the way, as you'll notice, this is just a quarter of the entire circle. So let's find the area of the circle. That's just pi times r squared. Since r is equal to 4, that's pi times 4 squared, which is equal to 16 pi. And since this is a quarter of a circle, we just have to divide this number by 4. So we get 4 pi, okay? So how do we get the area of the shaded region here? Well, if you take the area of the entire square and you subtract the area that we just found, then you'll get this red area here. So the area of the square is just 4 squared, which is equal to 16. Then we have to subtract 4 pi, so C. If the average of 4, 8, and m is 10, what is the value of m? So the way you find averages is you first take all the numbers and you add them up. So you get 4 plus 8 plus m, and then you divide it by the total number of numbers. So there are 3 numbers, so you divide it by 3. And then it says that is equal to 10. So now all we have to do is solve for m. So if I multiply both sides by 3, then these 3's cancel, and I get 4 plus 8 plus m is equal to 10 times 3, which is 30. Then if I subtract both sides by 12, I'm left with m is equal to 18, which is D. So when you first see this, you're like, how the heck am I going to do this without a calculator? We use what's called the difference of squares formula, and you basically add the two numbers up, and then you multiply by the first number minus the second number. If you add up 102 and 98, you'll get 200, and 102 minus 98 is 4. And 200 times 4 is 800. It's that easy.